Hey, what's up? Hey, Dom. Hey, Isaac. Heads up, guys. Is everyone on Google Classroom? Here's what's gonna happen. I got Zoom, and I think on Google Classroom, what I'll do is on Google Classroom, I'll set up. Same here. I hope that on Google Classroom, I can move the class onto Zoom starting tomorrow. Cool. So what I'll do then after this stream, then I'll update my Google Classrooms with two things. One, I have a Dropbox for like your packets and assignments. I know for a couple kids they've emailed me their packets. So Ilyana, I got yours. Dominic, I got yours. And then I know other kids they've gotten the packets dropped off at school. So another thing is another resource that you can drop off your work. I'll do like a little turn in assignment on the Google Classrooms that will say like turn in packet one or turn in packet two or turn in packet three or turn in packet four. If you already turned in your packets through email or through the school, you'll just leave me a comment on Google Classroom. But it's gonna make it easier for me to grade because right now I have like three lists. So I'm trying to just get all the grades onto one website so I can check off who's been doing the work and whatnot. Also, I've noticed there's a spike in people using Alex, and that's great. So remember, I just really need you guys to make sure that you finish up your packets and finish up doing your Alex work. The last day to turn in assignments, I believe, is 1 month from now. It'll be May 15th. I can extend it to May 17th, but pretty much that's like really cutting it close. Yeah, I'll start streaming on Zoom most likely tomorrow. I'll set up an appointment to do that. So after we're done streaming on here, I'm gonna go onto Google Classroom and do those updates. Is that cool? All right. So let's do some bell work. Today, you guys are going to go over inequalities, which are the alligator mouths. And then a heads up that next packet is going to be on statistics and probability. Um, in all honesty, I want to keep the Zoom around the same time as my normal YouTube stream. So I want to say 8 to 8:30 at night. If not, I can also do maybe late afternoon or after lunch, 1 to 2 or 3 o'clock. But realistically, I just want to be consistent and probably be like same time as we're doing it now. That's convenient for Isaac. What about everyone else? We can do 1 or 2. Dominic, anytime is good for me. All right. Oh, I was writing down the bell work. It's hard for me to do like two things at once. Wow. If I don't mind your mom coming in and like watching and hanging out, So it's all good. In fact, like hidden teacher trick, teachers a lot of times like when parents come in because it lets their kids have to like behave and act better. So I like it when parents come in to watch and like whatnot. Ileana, in like 10 years from now, you'll like say, you know what? My mom and Miss Lee were right. Thank you, Dom. All right, so I got one person done. It doesn't matter what technique you guys use. Oh, wow, I heard gunshots. Normally in my neighborhood, I don't hear gunshots. All right, so it doesn't matter what technique we're going to do, but we read this as 5 times 12 minus x equals 90. So because this is multiplication, we can divide this out, cross out the fives, and put a 5 right here. We're left with 12 minus x, and 90 divided by 5 should get us 17. What's kind of interesting is this. Uh, uh, um, I remembered right before our spring break, a lot of kids were getting confused what happens with like a subtraction of a variable. Now, there's two ways that we could look at this. One way is we can add by x. I plus x on the left, I plus x on the right. The x's go away. I'm left with 12. And I got 17 plus x. And we can't add a number with a letter, so we just rewrite 17 plus x. So now what we're going to do is we're going to subtract by 17 to get rid of it. And we'll subtract by 17 on the left-hand side. If we have $12 and we spend $17 at like Target, how much do we still owe Target? We owe them five. You're right, Dom. You're right, Isaac. Ilyana. Because we owe them five, it's going to be negative five. So x equals negative five. Now, here's the thing. Step one, step two, step three. On step three, you saw how I added the negative x? What we could do on step three is another way to look at it. So check this out. I'll write down like a technique two. Hey, what's up, Gabriella? I haven't talked to you in forever. I hope everything's well. So I have 12 minus x equals 17. And again, I'm just rewriting step three. So what we could do is we could subtract 12 on both sides. And when we subtract 12 on both sides, I got negative x equals 5. So now we don't want a negative x, we want a positive x. So what we could do is we could divide by a negative on the left side and divide by a negative on the side. So x equals negative 5. Hey, Gabriella. Heads up, I know you haven't been using the stream that much, but starting tomorrow, I want to move from YouTube over to Zoom. So I'm good. Just keep an eye out for Google Classroom. And on Google Classroom, I'll have an update of how to get to Zoom. And I'm thinking of doing a 1 o'clock class. While you wait for me to erase, here's my fat cat. Yeah. One in the afternoon, not 1 p.m. 1 8. Well, the sad thing is I am awake at 1 in the morning, but I rather not do math. I'm usually like chilling unrestlessly. All right. We're gonna write down these symbols. You guys remember, some people have night classes. Oh, I will say this. I was just reading on a Facebook page for teachers that there was a class in Alaska, a school in Alaska, and they were doing online classes in Florida. And the Florida teachers, they're like, I want to say like 9 hours ahead of them. So like those kids in Alaska, they were like doing like crazy hours. I think like they had their classes at like, like 1 or something, and their teachers were like around at 10. It was really weird, but there's a big like time discrepancy. Anyway, getting back to this, when we look at these two symbols right here, what are these two symbols? How would we read this one and this one? These are alligator mouths. But what's the proper like math term for the alligator mouths? Less than, greater than. Thank you. So this is less than less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. And we use these just the way that we use like equal signs. So they're gonna be like a wall. It's so bad. You shorten your lifespan staying up. All right. You see, this is the type of talk that I don't mind you guys having in the chat because it's not spam or annoying, you know? So check this out. I've got 4 plus x is less than 10. And we'll call this example 1. Oh man, there's going to be so many teachers next year. And they're still hiring teachers for like social studies, but they just showed us a map and I saw where my new classroom is going to be. And like there's a new 8th grade math teacher. There's 3 new science teachers. There's just a bunch of new teachers like everywhere, but I didn't recognize like most of the names. So check this out. We're going to draw a line through the middle. And what we do to the left side, we do to the right side. So we subtract by 4 on the left. We subtract by 4 on the right. Subtract, subtract. X is by itself. And we got 10 minus 4. 10 minus 4 is 6. And I redraw my mouth. X and I'll do like -3, -6, -9, and I'll do 3, 6, and 9. So we're gonna graph our solution. And what we're gonna do is we're going to put our dot on 6. Because our alligator mouth doesn't have a line on it, our inequality doesn't have a line, we're gonna make sure our circle is kind of clear. It's like a little dot, it's not colored in. And now I ask myself, blank is less than 6. Look at my number line. What's less than 6? 3, 0, -3, or is 9 less than 6? Well, any of these numbers to the left are less than 6. So my graph to the left. I don't agree. Well, I mean, there was a lot of substitutes this year, and they're just trying to like make sure we have full-time teachers. In all honesty, Eliana, next year is gonna be weird because, like, from what I understand, a lot of the principals are worried about how classrooms are gonna be set up, in case they don't have a cure yet for this whole stuff. So, what do we have to do when like there's gonna be like another like spike of like sickness? You know, so it's gonna be interesting to say next year. One optimistic thing is we are living through history. Give me an F if you're done with this one. The open circle means that any number that's less than 6, like 3, 0, -3, -6, that means all the answers to the left are possible answers. Like if I replace the number 3 with, or the number X, the letter X with the number 3, and say 3 is less than 6, that would work. So the clear circle says everything to the left works, but it doesn't say that the number 6 works. Knock on wood. I can't get too political, but classroom sizes are always like a tough point. Every year, schools get less and less money, and that means a lot of times there's like less and less qualified teachers and more kids. So it's gonna be weird. I hope it's better too, you know? Next year is gonna be my 10th year of teaching, and that makes me feel weird because I'll be considered like a veteran teacher. All right, let's go on to example 2. And example 2 is the same thing. When we solve this, I subtract by 5, I subtract by 5. G is greater than or less than or equal to 2. When we draw our number line, I'll do 1, 2, -1, and -2. You see how there's a half an equal sign, that line? That means our dot is circled in. And G has to be less than 2, so it moves to the left. So this says every number up to the number 2 can equal that. And enough congratulations on 10 years of teaching. Man, I'm the last one in my graduating class. that's still teaching. Every other person has gone. But I don't know. That's not here or there. But when I got kids, like everyone in this chat room right now, Gabriella, Ileana, Dominic, Isaac, all you guys are really great. So kids like you make me happy that I can teach. There's other kids, that I'm like, ugh. But it's all good. Everyone deserves their education, right? So, getting off back on topic. When it has a line, it's a dark circle. When it has no line, it's a light circle. I completely forgot about that kid, Ileana. He was only there for 2 days. And the big difference between that clear dot, it's pretty much seeing every answer. It's like the dots act like a border wall. You see every number underneath the line is an answer, except when you get to that wall. So when you get to the wall and that dot, that dot's like, okay, that could be one of the answers. Or if it's clear, it says, wait, everything but that number can be an answer to this one. There's one trick. So pretty much when you deal with inequalities, they're the same thing as what we've done with normal algebra. There's one trick and it deals with dividing negative numbers. And this is our last example. And I'll show you. So example 3 and example 4 are the same type of technique. So example 3 and example 4. Example 3's title is dividing with negatives. Jelly filled donuts. Oh man, that's one thing that I've been craving. And I live on the east side, so I don't want to go to like, Amy's or whatever, but I'm missing donuts. And Dunkin' Donuts, I live kind of close to Dunkin' Donuts, but every time I drive by it, there's always a flipping line. And I'm like, I don't want to like wait through that, even in my car. Example 3. So we've got this. We got negative 5 times x is less than or equal to 125. We'll draw a line through the middle, and we divide by negative 5. And we divide by negative 5. At this point, because this is a negative right here, our mouth is going to flip over. And then we rewrite everything else. It's only when we divide by negative that the mouth has to flip. And that's just the very last step that we have to think about. 5 goes into 12 twice, and that's a remainder of 2. That bring down to 5. It's 25. Our answer is x is bigger than negative 25. So what this would look like on our number line, anytime that I see really big numbers, I'm not going to count off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by ones. That would take long. So what I would do is I just count off by 5s. So I do negative 5, negative 10, negative 15, negative 20, and negative 25. And I put a dark dot right there. 5, 10, 15. I won't go all the way, but what's bigger than negative 25? 5 is bigger than negative 25, 10, and everything to the right. So that would mean 2, because I know sometimes on AZ Merit or on tests, they'll give you a smaller number line. Anything that's a small looking number like 20, 15, 10, those are technically bigger numbers because they're closer to 0. So that I always think of money. If I rather owe $15, then owe you $25. 25 is really small. It's so much far away from owing you nothing. So everything would go to the right there. Um, we're gonna put the last example right here. And before I do it, just again, one quick reminder, I'm gonna be updating Google Classroom after this meeting. And tomorrow there's gonna be a Zoom stream or Zoom meeting. And that Zoom meeting will its details we posted on Google Classroom. Everyone in here has Google Classroom, right? Or has access to the Google Classroom. All right. Gabriella, Isaac, do you guys have access to Google Classroom? All right, cool. I'll probably I'll update right away or try to update right away. So expect details tomorrow morning. Yeah, Eliana, that's what's great about being you because you're such a social butterfly. You tell other kids. With that though, I wish more people were doing like their stream work and whatnot. Like Isaiah, Phoebe, I see those guys online doing work. Other kids, oh Diana, I saw her doing work, and Lena, Valentina was online doing work. But make sure everyone's in there, all right? I'm sorry, I got distracted. My cat is kicking up some laundry right now. Ugh, all right, example 4, last example. I'm gonna do. So check this out. We've got 72 is greater than negative 6g. We'll divide both sides by negative 6, negative 6. Because we're dividing by a negative, the mouth flips. G is by itself. 6 goes into 72 12 times, so it's negative 12. Negative 12 is less than G. So I draw my number line and I'll count off by fours. So I do 4, negative 4, negative 8, negative 12, negative 16. And I do 4, 12, dang it, 4, 8, 12, and 16. So I'll put a clear dot on top of 12. Negative 12 is less than G. So that means we need stuff that's bigger right here. What's bigger than negative 12? So 4, like if I use the number 4, 4 is bigger than negative, and 4 is right here. So I've drawn my line going to the right. Oh, I wonder like how, because at your age, I know friends are really important. Not just you, but with a lot of kids. With everyone being social distance and whatnot, and you guys like relying so much on social media, I wonder like if this brings your group of friends closer or not. Are people feeling more lonely or anxious? And I know it's a really weird time to be a kid, I think, you know? So I know like on my own Instagram, I see some kids that are just like saying, I'm getting fed up with this. I actually miss school. Some kids are just playing the same old memes and whatnot. But you can kind of tell like the vibe is a little bit weird. So I hope you guys are just doing decently for yourself mentally and emotionally. And that's why like I like doing these streams too. And the actual subject work is like a little bit lighter. Mr. Food? What do you mean we miss our food? I mean, like going out and like eating at nice restaurants? Because I can make some good old food here at home. All right, guys. Enough talking about food and whatnot. It's nice talking to you guys here. So again, give me like a couple hours. I'm gonna try to update everything and set up Zoom for tomorrow. Tentatively, Zoom will be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. All right. And if Zoom doesn't work out tomorrow afternoon, I'll have a regular stream at 8 o'clock. So Batman backup plan. Anyway, everyone have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.